It would really be nice to get your views on the process for applying for this loan. Many of your colleagues say, it's too stringent, it's just too tough. But you went through it. So give me a sense of that process of applying for that loan.
The process, it was boring initially, but knowing fully well that this is the kind of task you have signed to undertake, it wasn't much stress to me because I already knew the challenges I was going to face. So I think it moved on smoothly. The only bottleneck I had is that when you apply for it to be approved, it will take some time. And that time is what you didn't accommodate in your own schedule. So that is the only challenge I had in the process. But other things, it was okay. It wasn't stressful, it was just smoothly working out. Some of the requirements is that the first thing is that you have to submit your business plan, that is your business proposal. Then secondly, you submit your biodata and your means of identity. After all those things, they will now require that you bring a grantor, someone that if you decide to run out of this country, or you decide to miss, or maybe something happen, somebody they can hold on to recover whatever they have given to you. So that was the part of it that was a bit difficult, because getting someone to trust you and they declare his assets on your behalf was a difficult one. But thanks to God that I had some people that could count on me, that stood on my behalf. So these are the basic requirements. Other ones are just paperwork you need to sign. I would say they are the best financial institution I have ever seen in Nigeria, because number one is that their interest rate is very friendly. Coupled with this program I benefited from, they decided not to take any interest from all the beneficiaries. So at least it's a very good encouragement to a startup entrepreneur. They are very nice at what they are doing. And the process, the whole process and the whole scheme is free from fraud. There's no kind of fraud in it. So I thank them for that. And even when they visit, if you want to give them something, they will act as a messiah that doesn't require anything from his people. So they have been very friendly and encouraging in every aspect of their transaction.
The bakery business itself has its own peculiar challenges, much less running a bakery in Afikpo. So tell me about the various challenges that you have to surmount.
One of the basic challenges is getting reliable workers, especially those professionals that can handle the business, because most times the youths that are good at the job are always looking for a way to dupe you. So when they come, it's always difficult to keep your eye even for a minute out of the business, because everybody is just looking for a way to take out something, and that is just bringing you down. So the major challenge there, the first one is to bring reliable workers. Where to get them is a difficult thing. But I thank God I have been able to get reliable workers that work for me. At least when I have urgent attention to attend for something outside there, my production will still go well with me. And when I come, every account will be made normally, as if I was around. So that is one of them. Then the second thing is the attitude of the people consuming the bread. There are many competitors out there. Other bakeries will be looking for a way to advertise your product wrongly, so that to keep people's mindset, to poison their mind in buying your products. Like there was a time my driver went to supply bread. One random human being just ran into him and said in front of the customers that they bought the bread, opened it one day and saw live cockroach in it. How is that possible? Bread production, you go through processes. After molding it, you put it in the oven that is up to 150 degrees. I can't see a cockroach that can survive such heat. So how do you want to tell me that when you open the bread, you see live cockroach in it? So it's just one of the things they do to make sure they keep people's minds in buying your product so that they will now focus on their own. So one of the challenges is the attitude of the people you are competing with and the consumers. So it's one of the real challenges. Then another challenge we have down here is that, like I said, the major people here are not up to middle class in the society. So many of them will prefer to look for food that can sustain their family other than bread. So it makes the bread business, most times, especially during the rainy season, people are out for their business. It makes the business to slow down very well. So these are the challenges I think I've had in the business so far.
So how in your own way have you tried to fix these challenges, really?
The solution I try to introduce is the production of these bread buns. I found out that during rainy season, things are always difficult for people. Where to get money is not always there. And every kind of food is always costly because that is the planting season. So I now thought it twice to do a product with these raw materials that is cheaper for them, that even a small child can afford. So that's why I decided to turn this bread into a shapes called bread buns that is smaller. People with 20 naira can afford. And when I did it, it was just around the town that this is the best for them. So, and the people stop eating bread. All the base is on the bread buns. So I think the same quantity I used to produce in bread, I now convert it to the bread buns. I shared it. I produce bread with half, and I use the other one to produce bread buns. So it makes the business look as if we are not out of season.
Can you give me a rough picture of how many loaves of bread you sell a day, plus your other side business, like the bread buns you talked about?
Actually, it could not be counted by the loaves of bread I produce because the number of loaves is dependent on the size you're producing. Like we have the big loaves, the medium size, the small, and some other sizes. So, but let me just say, let's count it by the number of bags of flour you use per day. We use like 8 bags in a day. But that is just on the average. But when we are into season, it's more than that. But on the average, it's just 8 bags.
How many people work for you?
The main staff, there are 10 in number. Then I have like 3 casual workers.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned as a young entrepreneur?
The biggest lessons I've learned, one of them is that one needs to be determined in whatever thing he's doing. You just really need to, because challenges will come. The challenges that will look as if it's going to suppress you never to come up. But I just learned that when those things come, there's always a way around it to solve it. And whenever you solve it, a lot of opportunities will come with it. So this is the big one. Then secondly, I just knew that to have plan ahead of time is always good. It's better to have any plan than no plan. So when you have plan on what you're going to do, it will help your mind to be focused on a particular thing you want to achieve. And giving it time frame will help you to get to it faster than just waking up on the bed every day. Anything you see, you just follow it. So when you have a plan, if you wake up in the morning, your mind will be focused to follow it. And when you follow it, any opportunity that comes around, you will be the first to observe it. But if you don't have such plan, the opportunity will come and pass, and you will not observe it.
So talking about plans now, what are your plans? What's the big picture?
I want to be known as one of the best entrepreneurs in Africa. That is my dream. But I'm just starting with bakery. And I have plans to diversify into doing other things. I want to go into agro-business, animal production, basically. Then I studied pure and industrial chemistry in university. I want to go into dealing with chemicals.